Hi everyone, welcome. Today's explainer is all about the 7 beginner gym mistakes you should absolutely avoid. We're going to focus on building a safe, consistent, and highly effective fitness routine by just completely sidestepping the most common traps that beginners fall into. Whether you're stepping into a weight room for the very first time, or maybe you're coming back after a long break, getting this foundation right is just, well, it's everything.
So, let me ask you, have you just started going to the gym? Because honestly, it can be an incredibly intimidating place, right? You've got the clanking weights, the super complicated machines, and that guy carrying around a gallon milk jug full of neon pre-workout who looks like he's lived there since 2005. It's a lot. But hey, don't worry. In this explainer, I'm giving you a direct, no-nonsense roadmap to bypass the 7 biggest mistakes new gym-goers make. If you can avoid these, you're going to save yourself months of frustration, totally prevent burnout, and most importantly, keep yourself injury-free. To make this super easy to digest, we're grouping these mistakes into 4 foundational phases: smart workout preparation, safe and proper execution, crucial rests and nutrition, and finally, cultivating a long-term mindset. All right, let's dive right into phase 1, smart workout preparation. This is all about setting the stage before you even think about lifting.
And that brings us to our first massive pitfall. Mistake number 1, skipping the warm-up. People so often walk through the gym doors and just immediately start throwing heavy iron around. Bad idea. Instead, you've got to start with a short, easy physical warm-up. This prepares your body's joints and muscles for exercise so you can safely transition into the main workout. Why does this actually matter? Well, skipping a warm-up sends a sudden, really harsh shock to your system. By literally warming up your body temperature and getting the fluid moving in your joints, you are priming your body for performance. It's an absolute game changer for drastically reducing your risk of injury.
Which leads us directly into mistake number 2, copying advanced workouts. Look, it is so tempting to watch a fitness influencer online and try to mimic their crazy 6-day-a-week high-volume routine. But mimicking complex movements that are tailored for highly experienced lifters, especially before you have the structural foundation, that's a recipe for disaster. You wouldn't build a house before pouring the concrete, right? Stick to a beginner routine with exercises appropriate for your current experience level. You can gradually increase the difficulty as you go to lay that rock-solid foundation.
Okay, moving right along to phase 2, safe and proper execution. This one is all about technique over ego. And here we have the undisputed king of gym errors. Mistake number 3, starting way too heavy. As a beginner, you should always prioritize learning proper technique and controlled movement over lifting maximum weight. I get it, it's human nature to want to look strong. You load up the bar, you heave the weight up, your back rounds, your knees cave, and congrats, you've just done an ego lift. So here's the crucial takeaway. Check your ego at the door. Focusing entirely on a slow, controlled movement path is infinitely better for muscle growth and joint health than just yanking a heavy object from point A to point B. Remember, your muscles don't know how much weight is actually on the bar. They only know the tension they feel.
And that flows right into mistake number 4, ignoring proper form. The absolute smartest way to progress is to prioritize learning that correct lifting technique, being honest with yourself about areas where you're uncertain, and asking a qualified trainer for guidance when you need it. Seriously, there is zero shame in asking for help. Actually, it's the smartest thing you can do. If you aren't 100% sure how to set up a machine or, say, perform a deadlift safely, grab a professional. Guessing your way through complex biomechanical movements is exactly how people end up sidelined with injuries in their very first month.
All right, let's transition into phase 3 now. Crucial rest and nutrition. Because what happens outside the gym is just as important as what happens inside.
This is where we hit mistake number 5, training every single day without recovery. Recovery is an essential component of a sustainable fitness routine. It absolutely requires scheduled periods of rest rather than training every day. A lot of beginners are super motivated, which is fantastic, but they channel that motivation into hitting the gym 7 days a week. What they don't realize is that you don't actually build muscle while you're lifting weights. You break muscle tissue down in the gym. You only build it back up and make it stronger than before when you are resting and sleeping. If you don't schedule rest days, you're essentially just breaking your body down continuously without ever giving it a chance to rebuild.
Right alongside rest, we have fuel. Mistake number 6, following extreme diets. When you start working out, it's so tempting to totally overhaul your life and jump on some hyper-restrictive fad diet, like trying to survive on nothing but cabbage soup and good vibes. But those highly restrictive habits are practically impossible to maintain. Plus, starvation diets and intense exercise, they just do not mix. Your body needs energy to perform and to recover. By focusing on balanced nutrition, meaning regular meals, proper hydration, and sustainable eating, you're creating a lifestyle rather than a miserable 30-day crash course that just leaves you completely exhausted.
Finally, we've reached our 4th phase, cultivating a long-term mindset. This is all about consistency over quick fixes. This perfectly dismantles our final major pitfall, mistake number 7, expecting results overnight. Let's look at a realistic timeline here. Week 1, That's really just about starting the routine. Month 1 is about building consistency. It's actually not until month 3 that you really start seeing gradual, measurable fitness improvements. In year 1, that's when you've established sustainable, life-changing habits. So many beginners just quit in week 3 because they don't look like a fitness model yet. But true, profound physiological changes, they require time, patience, and unwavering consistency. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Now, before we wrap up, I really want to emphasize a critical safety protocol to ensure you actually make it through this marathon. If you ever experience sharp pain, dizziness, or any unusual symptoms like extreme shortness of breath or nausea, you must stop immediately. Muscle soreness, that dull ache the day after a workout, that is completely normal. But sharp, acute pain, that is your body's alarm system going off. If you experience any of these symptoms while working out, you've got to drop your ego, stop exercising, and seek professional medical guidance. Pushing through bad pain is never a badge of honor, it's just a fast track to a serious injury.
To conclude our explainer today, I want to leave you with this really powerful quote. Your first goal at the gym shouldn't be to do the most. It should be to learn, stay consistent, and build healthy habits over time. I just love that. It perfectly summarizes everything we've talked about today. Be patient with yourself, focus on form, respect your body's absolute need for rest, and give yourself the grace to just be a beginner. If you found this helpful, be sure to follow for more beginner-friendly fitness tips. But I want to leave you with one final question to ponder as you step into the gym this week. Are you desperately chasing a quick 30-day fix, or are you actually building a bulletproof foundation for a lifetime of health?